everybody. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers Academy, and today's workshop is on Posh Macari. Your lovely trainers today are myself and Miss Kelly Ward.
Hello.
All right, so Kelly, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself?
All right. I'm on the eCom Sellers Academy leadership. I'm one of the leaders. I started selling online in 2014 with eBay, and eventually added Amazon, Poshmark, Mercari. Multiple platforms. Keeps me busy. I'm married with 4 children. They're all kind of older, so I don't have to worry about babysitting them. They can take care of themselves. Um, and I work full time. I work 3 days a week as a nurse, and I work my business the other days.
All right. Okay, well, I'm Nicole Whitlock. I'm the creator and co-founder of eCom Sellers and all things eCom Sellers. And I started selling online on eBay actually in 2014. And I now sell on multiple platforms, including eBay. And then prior to that, I actually, I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I was selling offline. Ran a candy vending business, which was actually quite profitable for a while. So in addition to that, I have 2 special needs kids, and I'm the vice president of a nonprofit. So I use my funds to help cover all kinds of things for my kiddos. So let's go ahead and get started. Today we are covering the workshop on Poshmark Macari. We have some assumptions for this workshop. So the workshop is going to be taught from a perspective of Poshmark Macari, but if you have items to sell, this can be applied to any of the platforms and or any of the other mobile platforms. There's other mobile platforms out there like 5 Mile, like Let Go. There's so many different mobile platforms. So, take the information that we're sharing with you today and apply that to any other platform that you might be interested in. So, the other assumption is that you will create either your Poshmark or Macari seller accounts within the next 24 to 48 hours so that you can perform the activities that we outline in this workshop. I want to encourage you to do that because there's always an opportunity to sell things that maybe you were intending to sell on other platforms like Amazon or eBay or Walmart and you didn't get around to it. So since we are so close to Black Friday, I just want to encourage you to go ahead and get started with your Macari or Poshmark account and make some money because there's going to be buyers online. This is an opportunity for you to make that money. So this workshop series is an overview of many different things. I'm going to let Kelly tell you about it.
Okay. By the end of this workshop, you'll know how to why you need to sell on Poshmark and Macari. You're like, well, I'm already on eBay. Why not? Why do I have to go on Poshmark and Macari? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the fees. Actually, tonight we're going to focus on Macari. So we're going to go over the fees. We're going to go over how to get the app, how to install the apps, how to create a listing, what you can and can't sell, because some things you can sell on one platform, you can't sell on the other. So we'll go over what you can and cannot sell on these different platforms so you don't get kicked off because you were selling something you weren't allowed to sell. How you ship your purchases to your customers, how you get paid, and how do you handle returns if you have any.
All right. And so today's activity is just focusing on Macari, as Kelly said. So we're going to create your Macari account. Again, you can do this in the next 24 to 48 hours. You want to install the Macari app. We want you to understand how to read and use it. We're going to show you how to list an item. We're going to talk about the Macari fees and how to get paid. And of course, I don't know how that got in there, but that's okay. There's some very interesting stuff there. Using retail arbitrage to be able to source to sell products on Poshmark and Macari. So I'll just go with that. All right, Kelly, go ahead.
Okay. First, you gotta have a good mindset before you get started doing anything. You gotta take ownership. This is your business. We're not going to spoon feed you to tell you what items to list. You have to, do the work on your own, because we can't work your business for you. This is your business. Understanding the method of e-commerce, retail arbitrage, and thrifting, shopping for profits requires you to go out and buy the product to sell it, because you cannot just list an item on Macari that you don't have. We'll go over that and prohibit the stuff. You can't go and say you have a Nintendo Switch and you don't, and you sell it and then you can't find one. You're gonna get in trouble. Um, a budget, you need to have a good budget so you don't overspend, buys too much stuff, and you can't list it. You need to establish a schedule. Having a good routine will help you be more consistent with your business. So you need to keep a good schedule. That's what I do, especially with working a full time job and doing my extracurricular activities with my kids. I have a good schedule. You need to plan what you to source. Like now, it's a good time to source toys because Christmas. Um, so work, you know, be focused on what's selling now, and also look ahead to the next 3 to 6 months. What's coming up after Christmas? Boom! It's Valentine's. I mean, we're not gonna wait to February to list Valentine's. You're gonna start listing Valentine's. You know, probably in December and in January. You want to go ahead and be listing Valentine's. That's for all platforms, not just Recari and Poshmark. And be consistent. Like I said before, having that good schedule keep you consistent.
Absolutely. Okay, so here's some reasons why you should sell on mobile apps. And we talked about the fact that we're right up on top of Black Friday. And then, there's things that you may have around your house. So that's always a great opportunity to generate some extra cash, get rid of things. Maybe you had some returns back from Amazon or maybe some other platform you were selling on. And so just keep in mind that these are things that you could potentially sell on mobile apps. So the great thing about selling on mobile apps is definitely it's extra cash. If you need some extra money, this is a great way to make some extra money. I would tell you to prepare for Black Friday. The optimal time to sell on the mobile apps is really around June, July, August, and September, because then you can use that capital, that cash, to invest in physical inventory to sell on some of the other platforms. But again, don't overlook the opportunity because there's a lot of traction, a lot of people that are buying on the mobile apps. And so it's a lot of traction you can get by selling your items there as well. It helps you get rid of inventory, which is what I mentioned before. If you have returns, it helps you to make space in your house. So if your house has got a lot of, like my house is very cluttered. So if you need some extra space, maybe you're downsizing, whatever it may be. If you've got stuff around the house you don't use or is gently used, definitely an opportunity to sell those items on mobile apps and make some extra money. Um, you can also sell unique or collectible or vintage items. So if you've got some things that are collectible, you've been holding on to it for a while, maybe something was handed down to you from your grandmother or your grandfather, or maybe someone, or maybe you like to go to yard sales or estate sales and you find some vintage things. That's an opportunity for you to turn that into cash. It'll help you save time. Garage sales can be very time consuming. Trust me, I know. In between running my candy vending business and before I started selling on eBay, I actually used to host anywhere from 8 to 12 garage sales a year. And I'm serious. It was crazy. And that was just to raise money for therapies. You have the opportunity to appeal to a different audience. I will tell you that, millennials and Gen Z, they actually like using mobile apps for different things. And so that is the generation that's interested in that. And so one of the other mobile apps that I think that they're really interested in, I know ThreadUp is another one, and I forget there's another one that starts with a D. But again, they like to say it again, Kelly.
Depop.
Depop, yeah. So they like to sell things. They're all into the mobile app thing. So it's just another opportunity for you to get more eyeballs on your products and get your items sold. It's less anonymous because of the fact that buyers and sellers have profiles. So you can rate the seller, sorry, the buyer. If you list an item, you can rate them, they can rate you. And so you can see their past purchases. And in addition to that, it's easy to communicate with them because you'll be able to communicate directly inside the app. So you don't have to give away your phone number, your email address to anybody. So it's a great way to make some extra money. And mobile apps are where it's at. There's a lot of people that are selling to make a lot of money on them. So don't overlook
And
that opportunity.
a bonus reason, you don't have to go to the police station or a parking lot to exchange stuff like
Yeah.
other like Facebook Marketplace and stuff. If you're
Yeah.
not comfortable doing that, you can use this is a great app.
There you go. All right.
So a little about Mercari, a little about the history. Mercari is relatively new. It started as a Japanese e-commerce company founded in February of 2013. And it currently operates in Japan and the United States. They briefly reached out to Europe, I believe in 2014 or no, in 2016. They was out. They tried Europe, but it didn't really catch on there, so they closed it in 2018. Um, they expanded to the United States in 2014, and that app has been downloaded over 30 million times. I think at one point it was number 3 in the marketplace. And the Mercari app allows users to buy and sell items quickly from their smartphone, so you don't have to use your computer. I mean, they do now have a website that you can use on your computer, which I that's what I mainly use, because it's easier to see. Being a little older, it's harder to see these little things on the screens on the phones. Um, and I use cross posting, which we'll talk about that later. And it was awarded the best shopping app by Google Play in 2013 when it came out. There's lots of other awards it got, but this is just a little peek into the history of Mercari.
Mhm. So recommendations for using mobile apps and for using Mercari. So one, we're going to recommend that any mobile app that you sell on, that you decide you're going to go ahead and sell on that platform, that you take really good pictures, bright pictures, so that way when people pull things up on their mobile app, that the item is, the majority of the screen. You can't have some tiny, tiny, far away, faded in a dark room picture. So make sure it's a really good quality picture when you're getting ready to sell something. Make sure that you're taking beneficial pictures. If there's a mark on something, if there's a tear, a rip, if there's a scratch, you want to indicate those things, or if it's like misshapen or something like that. So make sure you take those pictures so people know exactly what they're getting, and it'll help reduce the negative feedback. Be very descriptive. That's going to help reduce inquiries. It's also going to give the buyer everything that they need, or potential buyer everything that they need to decide whether or not they want to pull the trigger. Like, I want to buy this thing, or I don't want to buy this thing. You want to price it appropriately. Don't overprice it. Don't underprice it. Just price it appropriately. I will tell you the pricing on some of the mobile apps. I think like some platforms, they don't balk at the price, meaning, you can sell things for a higher price. Sometimes on some certain mobile apps, others, they want it to be reasonable. It's not necessarily garage sale prices. People expect to pay for what they're getting. But again, not everything that you're going to be selling may be new. Some things you may be selling may be new, but you have to have it in your possession. Um, Make sure that you use or promote tag. If the feature is available, use that. So some apps have a promote feature, some apps have a um, tags feature. Different apps have different features. So I know with Mercari, it has a tags feature. So make sure you use it. That way that your products can be found and get some traction. And then make sure that you're shipping your items in a timely manner. You do, again, reducing your customer dissatisfaction. Remember, they're rating you, you're rating them. So you want to have the best possible rating so that people know, okay, this is a trusted seller. I can buy from them and know that they will address my concerns or issues.
I just want to say when I price my items on Mercari, I price it just a slightly higher than I want, so that I can so that if I do promote it, when you do promote it something on Mercari, it takes a percentage off automatically. So if I do want to promote it, I always list it just slightly higher than what I would want to get for the item. So now we understand the fees on Mercari. For one thing, there's no listing fees on Macari. It's not like eBay where after you get your 50 free listings for the month, then you have to pay a listing fee. There's no listing fees on Macari. It's like a 10% fee for when the item sells. Then there's the payment processing fee. That's like the PayPal fee on eBay of 2.9% plus 30 cents based on the completed sale price of the item. Now, for when they direct deposit, when you get paid, it goes to like a balance in Macari, and then you can have that balance direct deposited into your bank account. There's no fees for that direct deposit if that direct deposit is over $10. If it's under $10, then there's a $2 fee. And if that, say you have it direct deposited, you hit direct deposit, and some reason it's rejected by your bank, your financial institution, whatever you're using, and it's sent back to Macari, then there's a $2 fee. And then there's instant pay transfers, because when you do direct deposit on Macari, it'll take a day or two for it to get into your bank account. Just like, when you're direct depositing other stuff. But if you want instant pay to be in your bank account instantly, then there's a $2 fee. So just a little, what you to think about when you're thinking about, do I need that money right away, or can I wait a couple of days and just have it direct deposited and not have those fees taken out?
Okay. So now we're going to talk briefly about how to use the app. So you're going to step through, we're going to step through in the screenshots here in a little bit, but you're going to install the app. You can find the app on Google Play, or you can find it on the Apple Store. So you install the app and create your profile. Then after you create your profile, there's going to be buttons at the bottom. So one of the buttons is sell, and that's a way in which you can sell your product. You're going to choose a category in which you're going to sell the product in. You're going to select some photos. Maybe you've already taken some pretty good photos. You're going to add a title, description, and provide a price. And then if desired, you want to share that listing onto other platforms. You'll see that there are maybe some options to be able to do that. You want to review or negotiate any offers. So people may message you, and you can, go back and forth and talk about if they want to make you an offer. And that's, I think, is a good strategy. Kelly said price it a little bit higher. You want to print your label, package up the item that was purchased, and ship it. And then you want to review the buyer, because the buyer should be reviewing you. So this is the app. And what you'll see is if you go to the Google Play Store, go to Apple, and Kelly, if you want to take it, I can, or either one, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and take it?
Yeah. You just, search Macari. It's not like Etsy where they have a separate selling app. It's all one app. So it's Macari, you hit download, you download it, and you can open your account. So you can either use your Facebook account to get this started, or you can sign up separately with an email. This kind of tells you a little overview here. And then this is asking if you want notifications. And I would say yes, that lets you know, hey, so-and-so just bought your item, or you have a message from this person, or your item that you shipped out the other day was delivered, so that you can keep track of where your sales are. So this little list your first item and get $5 to spend. They have different promotions at different times. So right now they're having a $500 promotion for listing certain items that you can be a sweepstakes that you can win. And here they show you things that have sold recently. Um, and then you can search up here in the search bar. That's how you can. I always would search to see what the items sell for on there, and if it sells more with free shipping, or does it sell better, or does it sell with shipping. And then you set up your profile, just basically, male, female, and then just they'll let you know, are you a buyer, or are you here to sell? Um, this is push notifications. Those are notifications you get on your phone that says, you know, your item was just purchased, or someone liked your item. People are able to like your items. So here they give you coupons all the time, or you can get, if you refer someone to Macari, you can get uh, coupons for referring people. So there's different ways to get coupons, but it's usually just off of Macari. So you can search, and let you know what the top searches are, what people are looking for. That gives you an idea of what to list.
And I was just going to point out at the bottom, you've got your home, you've got your likes. This is your sell button, this orange one, your notifications and your messages. So again, if you turn on notifications and any messages, if people are messaging you directly, that's what those buttons are at the bottom if you're not able to see them as clearly. All right, so going into creating your listing on Macari, you want to be sure before you even get started, you've created your account on Macari now. And so you want to review the seller guidelines, marketplace guidelines, and the buyer guidelines before creating your first listing. The reason you want to do that, you just don't want to get yourself in trouble. You don't want to list something you shouldn't be listing. You want to make sure you take advantage of the information that Macari wants to tell you. You also want to make sure you're following the guidelines so you don't get yourself in trouble, because if this becomes something very lucrative for you, you want to be able to keep doing it over and over again. So again, you're going to tap on the sell button that's in the bottom of the phone and on the main screen that I showed you on the previous screen. You want to snap pictures of your item, and take really good pictures. Make sure you take all the relevant pictures showing multiple sides or multiple angles of this particular item in which you're selling. Keep in mind that the title can be up to 40 characters. So this is an opportunity for you to include some keywords that may help you come up in the search if people are looking for specific things. So, take advantage of doing just a wee little bit of keyword research, or if you were going to buy this item, what would be some of the keywords you would use, the words you would type into a search box that may cause this thing to come up. So those are the words you want to be mindful of. Make sure you write the description, and it includes as much information as possible: the size, the dimensions, the brand, the condition. If everything that's going to help people make a decision about potentially buying this item from you. And if there's anything that's important to be noted, make sure you indicate that as well. And then be sure to add your tags again to your listing. So these are commonly searched words. So then that way it makes it easier for your item to come up in the search if you populate the tags. And then set your price and choose your shipping method, and then tap list. And so then at that point, you are done. The item is listed, it's live, it's ready for people to begin the process of potentially, buying it.
So, like she said, we're going to go over, here's where your pictures would be. This is your title. And right here it tells you how many characters you have used. You describe your item. I always make sure if I'm selling clothes to include any measurements, because a size 8 in one brand is not a size 8 in another brand. People need to know, want to know the measurements. Right here is where you add your tag. So, say you're selling a Christmas tree, then you can add tag like holidays, home decorations, Christmas decorations. It would be good tags. Then the category, it kind of pops up once you put your title in. It kind of reads your title, and it kind of gives you some category suggestions, and you choose the best one. Brand, a lot of times, if it's a brand that's not very popular, you can put no brand. They'll, you know, and then you got to choose your condition. Is it new? Is it like new, good, or fair? And it lets you know what they consider good, fair, And then color's not optional. So if it's multicolor, you don't have to worry about it, but put the main color. And when you sign up, you'll have that your zip code there. Um, Offer buyer free shipping. That's up to you. If you want to do free shipping, and make sure you include the shipping into your price so that you're not pricing yourself out profit. But you can either do, we'll go over the different shipping options in a minute. You set your price, and when you set your price, they'll automatically take out the fee down here, and you can see how much you'll earn. So you'll be able to see, if I sell it at this much, I'll be making $15, and you can either save it as a draft or list. Just click list, and it's done. It's easy, pretty easy to do.
Pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you have some additional options for either cross posting, using cross listing tools to list items on Mercari. So Mercari actually does have a Mercari Pro Seller beta program that they're using, and it allows you to import. It's an eBay import tool, and it's another way to list your items from eBay onto Mercari. So that is one option. You have to sign up for the Mercari Pro Seller beta program, and even to be able to use that eBay import tool. So if you got a lot of stuff on eBay you want to push over to Mercari, that's an option. And you just go to Mercari.com to find out more information and sign up. Vendu there's a couple of them. There's Vendu, List Perfectly, Resale Kit, Cross Listed. These are all tools that you can use to list your items. And some of them have free trials, some of them have free subscriptions. Most of the free trials are very brief. And then they have a paid version. So again, long-term, bigger picture, thinking beyond just listing, 5, 10, 15 items from around the house. Think about what you want to do long-term. Is this something that, you want to cross-list on multiple platforms? You want to import listings from other platforms, things that you physically have around the house? Is this something that a VA can do for you? Or maybe you hire your kids. Just another way to continue to generate income from home.
And just remember, when you do cross list, that if it sells on one platform, you have to go in. Some programs will take it off for you, others won't. So you have, if it does sell on one platform, you do have to remember to go back and take it off the other platform so you don't double sell that item.
Absolutely.
Okay, prohibited items on Mercari. Like I talked about, you don't want to get kicked off Mercari because you were selling some of the stuff that they don't allow. So here, it's a long list. This is even the full list. So you can go to the prohibited item policy on Mercari. Basically anything illegal, like illegal drugs or prescription drugs, drug paraphernalia, no food, supplements, vitamins, diet products, muscle enhancers, home remedies, and homemade remedies. So you can't make up a muscle rub and sell it on Mercari. You can't do price gouging where you inflate prices when you're trying to profit off a disaster or tragedy, like earlier this year, like eBay wouldn't let us sell masks because of everyone wanting masks. You can't sell stolen items, weapons, alcohol, tobacco, items used for stealing identities, items not in your possession. So that you can't do any drop shipping. You can't list highly sought items like the PS5 that just came out. You can't go list the PS5 and then hopefully pray that you find one when it sells. Don't do that. That's going to mess you up. And you can't sell coupons. You can't sell items that are safety hazards. You can't sell counterfeit goods, no fake Louis Vuitton bags, stuff like that. No live animals or trafficked material, digital items, and financial items like bonds, currency, precious metals, gift cards, etc. So if you'll see the full list on Macari.
All right. So how to get paid on Bakari? So after your item has been delivered, the customer has 3 days to inspect and rate your item, and they will get a reminder after 2 days to rate it. And then if they don't rate it within the 3 days, then Macari will rate you so you can get paid. You will then rate that buyer, which we talked about earlier. They rate you, you rate them. So do your best. Absolutely. Um, Funds are added to your balance, and then you can use the funds to buy something on Macari or to cash out by going to on your apps in My Page and then Balance, so you can begin the process of cashing out.
And a lot of people I know will grab stuff on Macari and flip it on Amazon or eBay. So there's a great way to use those funds quickly to find inventory.
Absolutely.
So here's the Macari shipping. There's 3 different ways. There's the prepaid shipping labels, and you can either have it's just like flat rate, up to £1, $4.99, up to £5, $9.99, and up to 40 pounds, $30. There's just flat rate. I mean, you just and like the $9.99 is not United States Postal Service, it's UPS. So you know you would pack up your item, and you can either print off the shipping label, which you can't use a Dymo. You can only print off on like a regular printer. They don't have a way to use a Dymo. Well, I know other sellers that they can copy, paste, and put it in paint and rotate it, and that just sounds like too much of a headache for me. I'm lucky I have another computer that's hooked up to a inkjet, so I just printed off my prepaid shipping labels there. Or you can choose to ship it yourself using a third party companies like PayPal, stamps.com, or pirateship.com. I use that for items that I offer free shipping on. So I offer free shipping, and I know that it's going to be really light. I can go to Pirate Ship and buy my first class shipping label off of Word Post Office off of there. And then this Mercari now is a very newly introduced program. It's only in certain cities like New York City and San Francisco, I believe, where they're using Postmates to deliver your items to your customers locally. So they'll have the Postmate runner comes to your house after someone buys the item. You give them the item, and they take it to your customer so they can get it the same day.
Awesome sauce. All right. Do you want to take this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So depending on what you selected when you listed your item, you either got to print off your prepaid label. Those are the flat rate ones. Use the third party shipping program to print a label, and then you have to you take that tracking number, and you have to put it in the Macari app or put it in on the website, whichever one you're using. So you gotta make sure you put that tracking number in there so Macari sees that it was shipped. And then there's a little thing that says item has been shipped. You click on that after you drop off the item at whatever shipping company you're using, post office, UPS or FedEx. And that's how you ship.
All right. Okay. So Macari customer service and returns. So here's the deal, and Kelly can elaborate a little bit, but Macari doesn't really allow returns. I mean, technically, they don't. So a buyer can request a return within 3 days of the confirmed delivery if one of the following. If the item was not as described in the listing, it's potentially counterfeit, it's prohibited, it's dangerous, it's defective, or the wrong item was received. An item cannot be returned because it won't fit, has an odor, or otherwise accurately described in the listing. If it is returned, if the return is approved, Macari will give the buyer a prepaid and address shipping label to return the item to the seller. When the item is returned, Macari will refund the buyer the original amount for whatever the original form of payment was. So again, they don't really allow returns. There's not a lot of buyer's remorse on Macari because you really want to be thorough in your listing so that you don't run into these problems, and make sure that whatever you are shipping out, you know, that it's not counterfeit, that it is as described, and that you included as much information as possible when you created that listing. Anything else you want to add, Kelly?
That's why it's important to have really good pictures of your item. But it's a lot harder for Macari buyers to return stuff than it is eBay. I know that everyone's afraid of eBay because of all the returns, but to tell you the truth, I don't get a lot of returns.
Yeah.
But that's I do really good descriptions and that such.
Which is key. Very so. It is key. All right. So today we kind of went through understanding Macari. We talked about installing the app and how to create a listing. We did talk about the Macari fees and how to get paid, and then what you can and cannot sell, and how to ship to your customer. We also discussed, some customer service and returns. So this is what we want you to do for the next class, the next workshop. We want you to install the app and actually get started using it. Scan, take really good pictures, and find items maybe around your house that you haven't been using, you don't touch, that you are comfortable shipping. I'm going to recommend that you start off with some small stuff. I'm not recommending you ship an office chair to anybody because that's a lot of money in shipping. But smaller items, things that you can put in a padded envelope, things like that. Even clothes, because you can put clothes in a padded envelope. You don't need a box for everything. But smaller items that maybe just been sitting around the house you haven't been using, especially since it's the holidays, books, all kinds of stuff that you can sell on Macari. So get started, install the app, set up your account, and get prepared to make some money. So next,
I just wanted to say we talked about how to get paid, but I forgot to mention you can't get paid into PayPal. It has to go to a bank.
It has to go to a bank.
No, you can't go. It has to go to PayPal. Just want to mention that for release.
Absolutely. So next week we're going to be talking about Poshmark, and Poshmark is another one that's a great one to get paid. And again, a lot of the stuff that we teach on Macari and Poshmark, you can apply this to other mobile app platforms out there. So, can people make a lot of money on these platforms? Absolutely. So take the opportunity, go through this training again, and then get prepared to sell some stuff. And the next session, we will be talking about Poshmark.
And if you're in the academy and you sell something, let us know. Put it in the group so we can all celebrate your first sale.
Absolutely. We love celebrating that first sale. All right. Well, this is Nicole and Kelly signing off for now. If you're not already an Academy member, we encourage you to sign up for the eCom Sellers Academy. We also encourage you, if you have any questions, we can have a live Q&A tonight at around 9:30. I'm not really sure which leader is heading that one up, but again, you can bring your questions about anything e-commerce or anything that we've covered in eCom Sellers Academy or Mastery. Bring your questions, and we're happy to help you. All right. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.